Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakal Double honor to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. And peace and salutations to the elect of Israel. To you I say Shalom. Lord willing, this blessing is edifying to the flock of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. Isaiah 46 and 9. Remember the former things of old, for I am the Most High, and there is none else. I am Yahweh, and there is none like me, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. Right, what we're witnessing, especially in these times, man, is the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai standing, man. And the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is the destruction of Babylon at the end of the day, man. Alright? Because now we're seeing so-called Israel, the nation of Israel, with the Israelis, so-called Israel rising up against the so-called Palestinians, right? But both of these nations are getting help from other nations, right? We're on the precipice of a nuclear war, World War III, man. Right? Because these nations are not gonna, eventually they will, but they're not gonna win wars by invading with troops with boots on the soil, man. What's really gonna end everything, man, are these nuclear weapons, man. All right, we're just waiting to see who's gonna be the first to pull the trigger, man. And at the end of the day, when the first one is launched, right, best believe Babylon's gonna get hit next, man. Right, especially if the first one comes from Babylon. The first one comes from Babylon, because Babylon's gonna let a few off too. The first one comes from Babylon. Best believe everybody else is gonna unleash on them, man. All right. I'm saying that to say this because it says this is from APnews.com. Evidence shows Hamas militants likely used some North Korean weapons in attack on Israel. Right. So you have countries like Yemen, Iran, North Korea helping Palestine. Then you have the U.S., Saudi Arabia, and other nations helping Israel, all right? And Israel and Palestine are fighting each other. And this is what the Lord was talking about when he says nation shall rise against nation, man. All right? We're in these times, man. Matthew 24 and 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginnings of sorrows, right? So with the onset of World War III, expect several nations, including America, to go through famines, pestilence, and earthquakes, man, in diverse places, right? All of these are going to happen in diverse places. It's not going to just be one nation hit with famine. It's going to be multiple nations hit with famine and pestilence and earthquakes, man. Just like in ancient Egypt, man. Basically, the whole world was hit with a famine. But the Lord put the spirit on Joseph, to store up corn so all the nations could flow unto Egypt to eat, man. And really, that's how you that's really dominance, man. If you are a nation that could control whether another nation eats or starves, that's complete dominance, man. All right, they're gonna do everything you say, or else they're gonna be wiped out from existence due to starvation, man. All right. So yeah, so we got North Korea in this fight now too, man. And North Korea actually, allegedly, they starved their citizens because they put all their money into their arsenal, man, into their armory. So this is how they're able to afford nuclear weapons, man, and nukes, right? Because the citizens don't be eating like that, man, allegedly, right? But now you got North Korea, another nuclear superpower, in this fight, man. And you still got the war in Russia versus Ukraine, and you got other nations helping each nation too, man. You got the U.S. is now been helping Ukraine. Biden been sending, or I should say, the government been sending billions of dollars to Ukraine, to help fight against Russia. But now there's allegedly the leader of Ukraine. I forgot his name. It slipped me for a second. His advisors are telling him like the war is unwinnable, but he's the leader's like, nah, we're not giving up. Basically, man. I forgot his name, but Slovakia. But nonetheless, so you got the U.S. funding an unwinnable war allegedly, and the U.S. funding Israel, and Israel's getting I wouldn't say Israel is losing, but they're in a tough position, right? Because they still got hostages, or I should say, Hamas allegedly still has hostages. So Israel is at a tough position. They really can't just invade like that, or say fuck them hostages. All right. But the Lord declared that all this will happen from the beginning, man. We're witnessing, Lord willing, this is what really sets everything off. We're witnessing, right, the end of Western civilization in real time, man. And you also had, I'm going to say banking collapse, but the Federal Reserve had a glitch or something, which caused direct deposits to fail the other day, man. And something like $40 billion was lost, man. And $40 billion is the people's money, man. That's not no light change. I'm gonna say, I'm just put 40 billion. Yeah, in Q2 this year, second quarter, Wells Fargo said they had 40 billion in unrealized bond market losses, while Citigroup had 25 billion in paper losses. The dangers of unrealized losses came to focus earlier this year amid the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank. Right, because you know, earlier this year, around in March, you had three banks collapse, totaling a loss of damn near $500 billion. So we're witnessing an economic collapse, World War III, happening in real time, man. Happening in real time. All right. And what these people don't realize is that the Lord spake of this from the beginning, man. All right. We've been the men of the Lord, especially the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, been prophesying the end of America. How do you think the end of a civilization looks, man? Just like Rome collapsed with because they Salakia, they devalued their currency. The same thing happening to Babylon. Babylon printed so much money, they debased their currency, right? So, because back in ancient Rome, the coins and the currency they used actual, precious metal to print their coins, so they actually had value, right? But towards the end, they started diluting it with iron and things of that nature, other metals, and using less precious metals of the coin. Basically, printing shit that wasn't, or creating shit that wasn't worth anything, or not as worth as before, right? So they could make more, right? Same thing with Babylon did. Since the U.S. dollar is not backed by precious metals anymore, or backed by anything, they print more of it, and the more they print, the less it's worth. This is the same thing that happened in ancient Rome. Is happening again. It's happening again to America, which is again the modern day Rome. Let me go to the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 1. Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. The thing that hath been is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It hath been already of old time, which was before us. Right? And that includes, things, people, spirits. And this is why they say history repeats itself, because the same spirits are born or reincarnated over and over again, doing the same shit, fulfilling their lot, man. And Lord willing, we're part of that number where we're fulfilling our lot too, but just coming back and warning the people through the spirit and power, Yahweh Bashim Shai, of the things that's to come, man. All right? Every time a civilization falls, the men of the Lord are there prophesying against it, man. All right? Or especially a world power civilization, I should say. The men of the Lord are out there prophesying against it, saying this is about to happen. All right. So this is not new. This is not a new thing, man. All right. But now we're in these times where a bunch of things that could collapse a nation are happening at once. You could lose a nation by war. You could lose a nation by economic collapse. You could lose a nation by famine. And all these things are happening at once, man. But I'm going to wrap it up with that. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles, the great millstone that rule well. And peace and salutations to the elect of Israel. Unto you I say Shalom and Abad Rabal.